and welcome all of you to my YouTube channel, Animals and Pets with Partha. Well, let me first wish you all a very Merry Christmas 2023. We are off to the New Year shortly, so I wish you a very prosperous 2024 in advance. Well, the last 10 days I have been extremely busy and could not do any episodes. Well, I had in mind that I must bring to your notice about the dog world which is happening. Because in winter, which is called the dog show season in India, we have dog shows everywhere. Dog shows, pet shows and everything is happening here. But as you may have noticed that most of the shows organized by the Syndicate and his associate NINCOMPOOP stooges, that they have lost the entry. Because most of their shows are judged by useless, worthless, incompetent, inconsistent judges. And this, of course, because the Syndicate personally took on him to license judges in exchange of money, in exchange of services, and many more, which cannot be mentioned in public. Well, now the situation has come that they are, which is, of course, as you see, the dog game is fragmented. There are many kennel clubs that have grown already and are doing a wonderful job. They are decent, honest, respectable people involved in running most of the clubs, whereas the Syndicate has made it the most disgraceful organization in the world. And one thing that is very noticeable, that because of the dwindling entries, there are hardly few entries. And of course, it has reason, I have mentioned again and again, because they are sponsored by a group of people. Every show has a group of sponsors, and the sponsors actually raise all the money for the show. So the people who are exhibitors, they all know that it's worthless spending money going to dog shows. And rightly so, because these people who spend the money to organize the show, pay for the judges and everything, and all the profits and all the booze and all the airfares and everything, and the judges' gifts and judges' pocket money and whatever. So these are the people which have to win. And naturally, there are very, very few entries, and the entries are fast diminishing. But then they have mastered another plan. Foolishly, what they have been doing is they are making false entries. Well, people have phoned across the country and found out that there are entries of people who from outstation who have never actually entered the dogs. Now see, on record, there are there are 350 or 320 entries, but actually the dogs present 120. So what happens? They say, well, in a big dog show of 320, our dog won, third or fourth or first, whatever. So this is how they are trying to portray. And in many of the shows, the 20 entries, 30 entries, 40 entries that are happening in this country. And it's less expenditure because you take any Tom, Dick, Harry to judge, because you just there are only hardly any dogs. They have to put certain dogs up, the 4-5 sponsors who actually show the dogs. Well, apart from the point, let me tell you that on the brighter side, there are many dog shows organized by the Indian National Kennel Club, which is a very prestigious organization, which is, I think, over 70 years now running in this country honorably. And there are other kennel clubs like the United Kennel Club and other organizations that are organizing shows across the length and breadth of this country. And they are doing a very great job because the judges are not paid. They are not professional judges. They are here. The Syndicate, because he's been extracting money from these would-be judges, naturally when they pay money, they have to get that, earn that money back at dog shows. So that and then of course the Syndicate will always want his pound of flesh, because at every dog show if somebody has to make the money, he has to give a percentage to the syndicate to give him protection. Well, anyway, let us look at 2024 on a very positive note, and I will not take this episode much longer, because today people are not going to be watching my video, I'm sure, but maybe thereafter, later. But this is just to wish you all a very Merry Christmas and a wonderful 2024 that is just around the corner. Thank you and bye-bye. And Syndicate. Our take from this episode is the syndicate is now putting in false entries through his stooges. Every dog show, you have to wait hours and hours for classes to start and finish because there are no dogs. So you got to waste time but then in the catalog, you will find a lot of dogs. And if somebody enters one dog, and if they have a record of say 5 or 6 dogs in their kennel, all dogs get free entries because they need to push up the number of entries on paper. Physically, of course, there are hardly maybe 25 or 30% dogs present than what is entered. Bye-bye and see you soon in my next episode in a short while. Press the bell button. We are just heading towards the 1,000 plus subscriber mark, and I'm sure everything is going wonderful for our channel, and thanks to the support I've been receiving from animal lovers and dog lovers in particular all across the country and around the world.